Hey,
Vos,
pal.
imbécil.
Hey there. You looking to unwind, friend? Maybe you're on your way to the bar for a good time.
Vengo
Maybe
de
you're
ahí.
interested in something a little better than beer or Duderino. Something with a little more kick.
¿Mejor que la cerveza?
Bold claim, I know. But I wouldn't lie to you, friend. The name's Auric. I deal in, shall we say, holistic pharmaceuticals, natural substances and the like. You know, alternative stuff. I know. Ooh, it came out of the ground. That's where worms live. I get it. I do. Why go for that homegrown shit when you could be pumping your body full of effort accelerators? Says it right on the Anti-Cleo's box. Better than nature, right? Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, pal. Those pharmaceuticals the corporations manufacture, not all of them are as good for you as the board wants you to believe.
¿En serio?
Alternatives. That's the way to go, pal. Trust me. No matter what ails you, I got what you need.
¿Qué tipo de alternativas vendes?
What do I sell? I've got premium shit, my friend. Vitamins like you wouldn't believe. Calcium, vitamin D, reverse vitamin D. I got everything, my friend. You got stress problems? I got stress solutions. Aromatherapy eases the mind. Diluted mantisaur essence, best kept secret in the business. And if you're a real freak, techniques to calm yourself by fooling your own mind. If they can tame the rage of a certain well-known tossball star, they can help anybody.
Quisiera hacerte algunas preguntas sobre Bertie Holcomb.
Wait, you ain't a sheriff, right? You gotta tell me if you're a sheriff.
¿Qué te hace pensar que soy sheriff?
Because you talk like one. I'd like to ask you some questions. No one says that outside of the serials.
Responde de una vez a las malditas preguntas.
All right, fine. Yeah, I know Birdie. So what?
¿De qué conoces a Bertie?
He may or may not buy alternatives from me from time to time. A little diluted mantisaur essence here, a little vitamin B negative there.
¿Para qué?
He's stressed out of his mind, the poor guy. Everyone knows his name. Can't turn around without having to sign an autograph. Then you throw in playing tossball for a living. Violence like that, it does things to a body. It does things to the head.
¿Qué quieres decir con lo del tossball? ¿Te deja listo de la cabeza?
Come on. Birdie's a damn good hacker, but taking that many blows to the noggin would scramble anyone's upstairs business. I know it's knocked a few of his memories loose. I worry about him, that's all. He's a good kid. Got a good heart.
Estaba Bertie contigo la noche en que fue asesinada Cayetana Versión.
Yeah. Damn shame about that. Birdie thought the world of Helen, you know. He showed up drunk at my place wanting to talk about the breakup. Helen dumped him, he said. Boy, was he in a bad way. I'd never seen him like that before. We talked for a while, and when he felt better, I sent him back to the hotel. Told him to drink more water and get some sleep.
Dicen que le enseñaste a Bertie algunas técnicas respiratorias.
Yeah, that was me. Birdie's got a temper, but he's not a bad kid, you know? He's trying to work on it.
Eso es todo por ahora.
Haven't seen you around before, but that ain't no problem. All are welcome at the Copper Bottom Cantina, so long as their bits are good, huh? Can I get you something?
¿Qué hace un tipo como tú trabajando de camarero?
Yeah, so you notice that I'm a little off kilter, huh? Damn if it ain't been a while. I'm too old to run around anymore, but in my heyday, I used to play for the Rangers.
¿En qué posición jugabas?
Position? I don't know. Got hit in the melon a lot, so I ain't the best in the memory department. Actually happened so often it became a specialty of mine.
¿Recibir pelotazos era tu especialidad?
Yep, Ernest the Bean Padilla, they called me. At least I think that's what they called me. League leader in hit by serves 2 years in a row. Folks started competing to see how many times they could hit me in a match. Called it quits not long after that. Ain't safe to take that many blows to the head.
Ya veo, así que te mudaste a Eridano como cuando dejaste de jugar.
I came out to coach the Rangers during training camp, but after a while I had trouble remembering which player was which. Slug lets me bartend instead of recommending me for early retirement, for which I'm most grateful. I'd hate lying around like a deadbeat.
¿En qué se diferencia ser camarero de jugador de softball?
Lot less being thrown at my head. Still some, but a lot less. I miss getting to stretch my legs, but that's old age for you. Anyhow, I think I've talked plenty now. Is there something I can get you?
¿Ha pasado algo interesante por aquí?
Nah. No, but some folks have been saying there was some kind of fight between a mechanical and some spacers last night. I didn't see it myself, and it seems far-fetched. Deputy Wine Taster ain't exactly prone to wandering, nor are most other mechanicals that I'm aware of. There's a new Void Dan burn on my nice clean floor, but I think it's the doing of one of my customers.
Ok.
You got an appointment?
No.
Appointment?
Hola, necesito hablar con Cedric.
Yeah, that's why you're here. Appointment?
¿Puedo pedir cita para ahora mismo?
Not entirely out of the question. Convince me.
Tengo información sobre mercadotecnia para Cedric, un negocio multimillonario.
The boss can always use more bits. All right, I'll give him a call, but I've got my eye on you. Mr. Buchanan, got an appointment here. Says they've got some kind of business proposition for you.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send him up.
¿Puedo pasar? ¿Y vos? Creo que no debería. ¿Querés hablar? No. Cedric. Puedo mirar un poco tu oficina a ver si tenés algún cuerpo acá. Lo puedo usar para extorsionarte después. Tortazo de Lila Mora. ¿No tenés una espectro vodka negra? Necesito esa para la colección.
Why, if it isn't the inspector, I was hoping you'd swing by. Here for my alibi, I assume.
Eso luego, antes quiero una explicación para toda esa locura de ahí afuera.
Another murder? Drunk raptidons? Black hole birdie practicing his hacking in the middle of the street? Stop me if it's one of those, or I'll just keep guessing.
He tenido un encontronazo con varios agentes de Slug.
Did you now? You're confident they were slug agents and not, I don't know, hired thugs in stolen uniforms?
Ah, sí, algo de eso. ¿Cómo han podido conseguir unos matones equipo de Slug?
Slug uniforms do seem to go missing from the hotel laundry with impressive regularity. Easy enough for someone to nick a few. The real question is, why would someone want thugs to get their hands on slug gear?
Alguien de ahí afuera está tratando de manchar tu buen nombre.
Well, to smear my name, anyway. But I can't fathom who would benefit from tarnishing my reputation like that. Can you?
Ganga espacial. Dada vuestra relación laboral, supongo que Ludovico más que cualquier otro.
You said it, not me. So, as you've deduced, I did not send anyone from Slug after you, nor is it likely they assigned themselves that task. Still, I am sorry for the trouble, Inspector. With that settled, I assume you'll want to know where I was the night of Helen's murder.
Soy todo oídos.
Let's see. That night, I was... torturing Elliot Nasser for information on missing cargo. That was a messy one. Didn't break until nearly noon the next day. Can you imagine?
¿Esa es tu coartada, en serio?
I could invent a better alibi than tortured a man to death if you'd like. Perhaps something salacious, or one where I break contract bylaws. Lou would adore that. You'd be a fool to believe me, regardless of what I told you. People lie, and I am, incriminatingly, people.
¿Y cómo pretendes que te crea?
It's as I said. You shouldn't. If it helps, however, you might consider pursuing not my means, but my motive. Why in the name of the architect would I kill Halcyon Helen? She was making me a fortune.
Así que la muerte de Cayetana supone un agravio económico para Slug.
I'm considering a line of commemorative merchandise. Still, that's nothing compared to what Helen would have made us in the long run. I'd offer to assist you in your work, but I have a mystery of my own to solve, I'm afraid.
¿Algo que deba investigar?
You may very well want to. This particular trouble strikes me as not unrelated to your investigation. Items are disappearing from Slug's storage and processing warehouse. The thefts began a week before Helen's unfortunate death, and there have been more instances since. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing. This is the latter.
¿Qué está desapareciendo exactamente?
Nothing unsavory, and nothing Ludovico shouldn't know about, if that's your concern. I'm quite serious when I say Slug is a legitimate business. As to the specifics, I'm not sure. The warehouse foreman should be able to tell you. Before you ask, I know the difference between cargo going missing and cargo going missing.
Ya me dijiste eso, idiota. ¿Qué relación tiene eso con el asesinato de Cayetana?
I'm not sure. I'm only confident there is one. That the theft began mere days before Helen's untimely demise is an extraordinary coincidence. I'm not a man who believes in happenstance, Inspector. I do not trust it.
De verdad, a mí la pura suerte me ha ayudado bastante.
Has it? I wonder. How much of your luck has been luck, and how much are you downplaying as chance? Regardless, this will be fun. You out in the field, chasing down leads, me scheming in my office, preparing to unspeakably mangle the perpetrator.
Diré esto una sola vez. Quien quiera que esté detrás de esto irá directo a la cárcel, no a tus garras.
You do recall, Inspector, that I'm not to be trusted? But certainly, whatever you say. You'll want to speak with Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. I've cleared her as a suspect myself, but should she refuse to cooperate, shoot her. No, I'm joking. If she won't cooperate, tell me and I will shoot her. And do feel free to search my office for clues while you're here. Don't hold back on my account.
Antes de empezar,
Was there something else you wanted to discuss?
tengo más preguntas sobre Cayetana.
Very well.
¿Tenías mucho trato con ella?
A few. Helen was strangely curious about the private business operations around Eridanos. She said it was role research. But how much business know-how does one actor truly need for an action picture? I also arranged to have Helen supplied with mag picks, bypass shunts, and other hacking tools. She wanted to buy in bulk.
¿Por qué la ayudaste?
Because she paid me to, Inspector. Besides, Helen was enjoyable company. She was confident, resourceful, determined, not unlike you, now that I consider it.
Si tú no la mataste, ¿tienes idea de quién pudo hacerlo?
That is the question, isn't it, Inspector? Tell me, do you really believe Helen's death was a mere crime of passion? Or one of petty career jealousy?
De momento no quiero descartar ninguna opción.
A smart approach, Inspector. And yet, this murder is bigger than Miss Helen's personal life. Bigger than her latest moving picture.
¿Crees que tenía un enemigo poderoso?
Indeed. I suspect Helen arrived on Eridanos with grander plans than promoting Spectrum Brown. I knew I was right about you being clever, Inspector. I'm glad. Because whoever did kill Helen is not going to come forward so easily.
Tú sabes más de lo que me estás contando.
I might. I just might. Your point, Inspector?
Tú estás escapando con mucho menos de lo que crees.
Now that is interesting. I suppose we'll see, won't we? Be very careful, Inspector. I'd very much like to see you still around for the grand finale, whenever it comes, whatever shape it takes.
Eso es todo.
One moment, if you please, Inspector. I've answered your questions. I believe it's my turn to ask you a question now. What, or who, made you decide to investigate me?
El administrador Ludovico.
Was it now? Thank you for your honesty, Inspector. Thanks very much indeed. Now then, did you need anything else?
La gendarme está muerta.
Constable Keene? Now that is a damn shame. Am I right to think this wasn't a workplace accident?
Ha sido asesinada.
It seems murder is becoming an unsettling trend on Eridanos as of late. Thank you for informing me of Constable Keene's passing. When you find her killer, please be certain to make them suffer.
En realidad estás mosqueado por todo este asunto.
We may have been on opposite sides of the law on occasion, but we were not enemies. Perhaps it will shock you to hear her loss saddens me. Maria was a decent soul, and law knows those are in short supply around here. A little square, perhaps, in her dedication to the rules, but good nonetheless. I'm also saddened to have lost an occasional drinking buddy. She was quite good at cards, you know.
¿Eras compañero de jarana? Me habría encantado verlo.
She was fond of a 0G, so I cannot begin to imagine why. But let's discuss something else. Do you have other matters requiring my attention?
Por cierto, ¿por qué te odia Ludovico de este modo?
The original incident? I made him an offer he should have refused.
¿Le metiste una cabeza de raptidón en la cama?
What? No. Law, no. Why in the architect's name would you think that? Our combative relationship stems from paperwork, mundanely enough. Rizzo's contracted Sublight to construct the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Had Lou wanted Rizzo's to retain full control of Eridanos, he shouldn't have skimmed the revised contract I sent him. Lou's an administrator, for law's sake. I thought he would adore all the fine print I added.
¿Cómo de pequeña es la letra de la que hablamos?
Still technically visible to the human eye, but only just. You're quite good at this. It was all perfectly legal, too, which irked Lou to no end. My power grab, as Lou called it, planted the seed of hatred. And Lou, obsessed with what should have been, has made sure to water it daily with his bitterness and anger.
Fomentar el rencor no está muy bien visto. Deberías hacer las paces con él.
Alas, I can't. I am, first and foremost, the head of Slug, and it simply wouldn't be good for business. Slug's control of Eridanos is a crucial step in my long-term plans for Sublight. The board needs to see irrefutable proof we are a respectable, legitimate business.
¿Por qué te preocupa tanto lo que piense la Junta?
Because one day soon, Sublight will obtain a seat on it. Meanwhile, our dear administrator is still laser-focused on old slights, which can be a nuisance. He's grown increasingly desperate to catch Slug with our hand in the proverbial cookie jar as of late, convinced we're involved in less-than-legal business opportunities.
En los cuales, por supuesto, estáis.
I wish I could wink, but it always looks like I have something caught in my eye.
Perdón. Y acá hay algo.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. A cursory fingerprint analysis shows this display case was recently opened or closed.
Esa arma de abajo parece especial. ¿La han modificado?
Confirmed. The grip has been modified for a specific wielder, most likely the rifle's owner. Additionally, the plasma rifle sights appear to have been realigned to better accommodate a shooter with slight myopia in one eye.
Analizar a fondo las huellas dactilares.
The fingerprints belong to Cedric Kincannon.
Evidentemente. Concluir.
Oh, admiring my rifle. Had it custom fitted by a woman on Monarch.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside.
La transmisión es de corto alcance. El receptor tiene que estar por aquí.
You figured that out just by looking at it? Huh. We ought to talk shop one of these days.
Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location.
No sé quién eres, pero voy a por ti.
Ominous threat transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range.
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva esto aquí?
Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface.
Examinar zona.
The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating comprised of at least twice the number of particles.
Entonces no tiene demasiado polvo. Deben de haberlo colocado hace poco.
That is highly likely, Inspector.
Concluir.
What's that you found?
¿Algo más acá?
No, wait. Don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
¿No crees que te cuente mis avances? Hola, ¿qué tal?
Don't think I know you. What do you want?
Me chifla la salchicha de ratrucha deshuesada.
Yep, that sure is the passphrase, even if it is dumb as hell. What's Dash's plan?
Yo me encargo de recuperar el objeto. Tú solo dime lo que sabes y a dónde tengo que ir.
You're looking for cargo from our ship, the Rat King. Small package, wrapped in brown paper. It got moved to the shipping yard, but I'm not completely sure where.
Si no estás segura de dónde está, ¿cómo voy a encontrarlo?
I'm sure some sluggite knows how to find it, or has it listed in a terminal. All else fails, you could just case the joint. Might end up with some extra loot for your troubles.
You one of the new workers? A lost tourist? Wait, I don't care. Just don't knock anything over.
Estoy buscando un paquete. Procede de la ratona. ¿Sabes dónde está?
Sure do. Why are you interested in it? You authorized? Not that I care, but something untoward happens, it'll be my ass on the line.
Es una prueba para la investigación del asesinato de Cayetana. El administrador me ha autorizado.
You're that, Inspector? Alright, here's the package. Anyone asks? Tell them I don't even work here. Simpler that way.
Quiero hacerte un par de preguntas.
Hey, if it meant I could ignore my work, I'd let you talk to me about sprat reproductive practices. Ask away.
¿Cómo gestionas la zona de expedición?
This terminal makes it pretty easy to match a ship's cargo to its manifest. If it ain't on the terminal, then it's someone else's problem.
¿Qué tiene de malo gestionar un puñado de bultos?
Nothing. I just hate working.
Eso es todo.
Figured it wouldn't last. Anything else?
No.
You're back, I see. Hope the law hasn't caught on to what you're doing. Law meaning authorities, that is, not the forces running the universe.
Ya tengo el envío, ¿y ahora qué?
No complications? Grand. The recipient is Joseph Dempsey. He runs the Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry.
Por cierto, ¿qué hiciste para que te arrestaran?
This is gonna sound a little stupid, but I got a thing about mechanicals. Don't like the way they move or the sounds they make. Gives me the creeps. I was drinking with Dash in the cantina when a funny-looking one trotted up beside us. Seemed like it was some kind of monster, so I started yelling, banging on it. Don't know what happened next, but I think it involved another mechanical. I passed right out then, and when I woke back up, I was here. Not the most graceful thing I've ever done.
Hello. Welcome to Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry, the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. I'm Marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience as pleasant and normal as possible.
Has dicho corriente y moliente. ¿No te vendría mal invertir en un curso de publicidad?
Hey, folks take a lot of comfort in knowing their neighborhood general store is unchanging, eternal, like the land beneath their feet or the air in their lungs. Whoops. Forgot I ain't supposed to poeticize on work time. The drab nature of our store profits is what I meant. Now, can I sell you anything?
Tengo un envío para ti.
A shipment, you say? The only shipment I'm expecting is 100 pounds of salt tuna a week from now. And I certainly don't expect it to be brought by an inspector.
Me chifla la salchicha de ratrucha deshuesada.
Is that supposed to be some kind of code phrase? It has no nuance, no subtlety. Sticks out like a bent nail. A constable could detect that from the other side of Eridanos. I learn about secret codes in my off time. For fun. It's never anything that I actually need to use, mind.
Ay, Dios. Puede que esté investigando la muerte de Cayetana de Alción, pero no soy gendarme. Puedes confiar en mí.
An independent, huh? Be a big risk letting you into my sanctum. Though if you're telling the truth, I think it'd be more than worth it. All right. Follow me to the back.
Ay, por Dios. ¿Qué es esto?
All right. So, as you can see, this actually ain't the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. Welcome to my black market. Whatever you're here for, weapons, information, contraband, cane and ointment, I've got it. Sorry for the frosty reception. Had to make sure you weren't with the constable. But seeing how you're a freelancer, I hope I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Bien. Así es, soy de confianza.
Good. A worthy freelancer is hard to find. Since you're in the know, you can access my black market stocks, though you'll have to come by later. I'm waiting on my next shipment. Here's your pay. Good doing business with you, especially seeing how you didn't take this to the constable. Would have been a mighty pain in my tail end.
No sé. En vista de todo lo que ha pasado para traerte la caja, ¿puedo ver qué hay dentro?
See? No. But I might tell you what's in it, so long as it's nothing proprietary, volatile, or breathing. Let's have a little look. Contraband weapon parts, a few chemicals for the crafting of high explosives. All fairly standard. Oh, and a canister of trimethyl sulfoxide. Where dimethyl sulfoxide is good at keeping folks in stasis, trimethyl sulfoxide is nice for helping refrigerators run. Useful stuff.
Adiós.
Hope the job's coming along well. No sign of the constable, which really makes me more nervous.
Paquete de mercancía de dudosa procedencia entregado y firmado.
Excellent. Let's divvy up the payment 3 ways and we can consider this matter settled.
Aquí tienes.
Thank the law. Should be just enough to get Cass out of her damn cell. I guess breaking even is better than leaving with your partner in the clink. You might not be Hawthorne, but you can sure resolve a problem like he could. Maybe better. Thanks again for all your help.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered.
¿Alguna pista de quién lo colocó ahí?
Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, this unit is unable to determine who placed the device.
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva en el suelo?
Based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death.
Hay que interrogar a Ella Tinsley.
Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector.
Ya soy famoso.
Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in.
Ok, gracias. ¿Querés hablar de algo? ¿Eh? No.
Hey, you think they keep any spare parts down here? Just wondering.
¿Dónde está Ella Tinsley? No tiene nombre. Ay, Dios.
Is fight night still on then?
No.
Yeah, we're on.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
¿Dónde? ¿Qué carajo?
The biology of this sprat is highly unusual. This sprat has been in contact with multiple parasites, yet shows no symptoms of infection.
Las ratruchas tienen sistemas inmunitarios altamente adaptativos.
An excellent point, Inspector. The unique immunological subsystem found in sprats is advantageous in fending off parasites, pathogens, and other biological threats.
¿Por qué esta ratrucha es tan grande?
A cursory analysis of this organism's anatomy suggests it was bred deliberately for its unusually large size.
¿Para qué querría alguien una ratrucha tan gorda?
Based on slug records of board-issued punitive sanctions against sublight salvage and shipping, this sprat is most likely intended for cage fighting.
Interesante.
I guess they use this place to unwind.
¿Qué?
A cargo container, though? You'd think they'd get in trouble if they were caught.
Necesito una canalla 3. Basta de canallas 2. Y esto me lo quedo de un arma especial. ¿La querés vos, Parvati? ¿Pero te la merecés? Yo creo que no. ¿Dónde mierda está esta tipa o tipo? Para arriba. Tiene una plaga de ratruchas. Oh. Ah, está por allá. Ok. No puedo ir ahí. Es ilegal. Y acá representamos la ley. No. A ver. Bolis, refrescos, nunca comprenderé de dónde sacas la energía para preocuparte de esta basura, Tinsley. No sé qué decirte, básicamente los únicos que manipulan cualquier mercancía son los automecanoides. Puedes venir a comprobarlo si quieres, pero hasta yo tengo mejores cosas que hacer que ayudarte a justificar a un maldito ladrón de bolis. Ha vuelto a desaparecer mercancía, tonterías aleatorias. Esta vez han volado 5 cajas de bolis azules y un par de cajas de refresco de Lilamora. Los robos siguen un patrón. El otro día llegaron los fusiles de asalto certero MK2 y no se perdió ni uno. Así que no parece que el ladrón vaya por la mercancía más valiosa. Por lo que he podido deducir, se llevan las cosas de las cajas antes de llegar al almacenamiento y procesado. ¿Puede que alguien se esté colando en la zona de expedición por las noches? ¿Qué mierda? Ella, dile a quien quiera que se haya colocado en la zona de expedición para liarla con los automecas de carga que se vayan al cuerno, ¿vale? Esas cosas ya se rompen lo suficiente por sí solas. Y que me lleve la ley si tengo que ponerme yo a cargarlo todo. Acá no hay nada más. En ese caso debe tratarse de un problema con los automecas. Me pasaré en cuanto pueda para ver dónde está el fallo. Aparte de ti, claro, jaja. Bolis, refresco, esto ya sé. Ok. Vale, pero tiene que reconocer que tiene gracia ver los automecas bailando. No es culpa mía que se puedan piratear tan fácilmente, en serio. Hasta un cafre podría hacerlo. Está en la lista de todo lo que ha desaparecido hasta ahora, o al menos lo que he echado en falta. ¿Ves a lo que me refiero cuando digo que no hay ningún patrón? Y yo me pregunto, Benton, ¿quién iba a robar el azote bananal? Por no mencionar la foto de Spencer Woolrich. Si el ladrón no le estuviese robando a Cedric Kincannon precisamente a él, diría que lo hace por pura diversión. Y no hay nada más. ¿Hace falta hablar con vos ahora?
You're the inspector, aren't you? Boss Kincannon said you'd be by about the cargo that's been going missing. Gosh, this is so neat. A real-life inspector. What's that like? Have you solved any mysteries yet? Ever had
Absolutamente nada. ¿Qué tal si nos centramos en detener los robos de mercancía?
Right, of course. Just tell me how I can help.
¿Qué es lo que ha estado robando el culpable?
That's the weird part. There's no pattern, far as I can tell. The thefts don't make sense. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but leave the spectrum black? Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a Spacer's Choice Saber, full stop?
La mente del criminal es extraña y desconocida.
All our minds are strange, but eminently knowable if one lets go of everything they think they know.
Then there's the most recent theft. 5 boxes of pens and a couple of sodas. I can't decide which one's sadder.
Todos los delitos dan pena, el triste acto de una mente patética.
Wow. I guess you take this stuff pretty personally, being an inspector and all.
¿Quién tiene acceso a las mercancías?
Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, the cargo is going missing before the shipments even get to the warehouse. Best I can figure, it's probably getting lost in the shipping yard. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard manager, he told me it's mainly just the loading automechs that handle cargo.
¿Crees que Benton puede tener algo que ver?
Nah, Benton's too lazy for crime. The extra work would kill him. Last time I asked him to check the automechs, the whole head told me he couldn't help because he was dead.
Está muerto.
Brain dead, maybe. But no. My point is that if you think the automechs are a lead, you'll have to check on them yourself. Hopefully, you're mechanically inclined.
¿Alguna idea de por qué querría alguien pinchar el despacho de Cedric?
Maybe they're keen on cashing out and want to go as painfully as possible. I don't know. Boss Kincannon's office is where he holds most of his meetings with important folks like Miss Helen. Just about all negotiations happen in his office too. Vendor pricing, major purchase orders, rentals for construction projects, you name it.
Ya basta.
Oh, before I forget, I figured you might want to access my terminal, so I had a spare keycard made. It's all yours.
Ah, sí, gracias. ¿Algo en particular que deba saber?
Oh no. I forgot to delete all of those incriminating messages I sent about which cargo to steal. Nah. I do have a list of cargo that's gone missing, though, if that helps any.
Ok. Bueno.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an additional trigger.
Define protocolo defensivo estándar.
For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by attempted interference with cargo, or its transportation, or attempted destruction of the unit. Once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator and applies lethal force until the target has been deceased for a minimum of 3 minutes.
Identificar cambio de protocolo.
There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed.
Analizar comportamiento en busca de anormalidades.
Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out of position or missing for periods of time.
Echemos un vistazo dentro de este mecha.
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully operational at 99% power. Please designate the cargo to be transported and its destination. How can this automechanical assist you?
Desbloquear el panel.
Access panel is open. Please be sure to close the access panel when you are done.
Desactivar el sistema de seguridad.
Failsafe successfully disabled. Kill mode deactivated.
A ver, registro de datos más reciente.
Ejecting data log 17C.
Ver registro de datos más reciente. Al parecer este automeca tiene orden de robar mercancías aleatorias entre cada 1 y 4 días. También tiene orden de robar un paquete en particular, el envío número 6875, qué curioso. ¿Qué tenía el envío 6875?
Apologies. This unit does not have access to cargo inventory lists.
Concluir.
Unit entering standby mode. Have a nice day.
¿A quién le tengo que preguntar? Puedo pasar, muñeca. A ver.
Inspector, to what do I owe the pleasure?
He resuelto tu problema con la mercancía.
Ooh, I love this part. The big reveal. So tell me, what happened?
Tenéis un grave problema de seguridad.
What makes you say that?
Alguien ha hecho una derivación en el sistema de seguridad de los mecanoides de carga para obligarlos a robar artículos aleatorios.
Damn, you're good. Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. I certainly see no pattern.
Esa era su intención, era una tapadera.
A cover-up. I see. The random theft was a smokescreen to hide what the culprit really wanted. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that slug would soon possess it.
Mira en tu bolsillo.
Okay, that's very impressive. Don't ever touch me again. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device?
Efectivamente, y quien quiera que sea el dueño de este dispositivo, ese es el culpable.
Not quite, Inspector. That listening device belongs to me. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research.
Ya lo tengo, murió antes de poder desactivar el mecanoide que ella misma pirateó.
That, or she never intended it to stop. Impossible to know now. Unbelievable. I helped her. Gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn.
¿Sabotaje corporativo, quizás?
I can't begin to guess at her motive. If it was to spit in my face, she'd be pleased to know she succeeded. This is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead. And that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground.
Pero no era actriz la tipa, ¿por qué haría sabotaje? Parece que ya hemos encontrado tu motivo, Cedric.
Yes, I suppose we have. There is, however, a slight chronological incongruency to it. I now have a motive to kill Halcyon Helen, but Halcyon Helen is already dead. If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her, or had her killed. Alas, I did not.
Sí, no creo que seas el culpable. Supongo que no.
Again, I appreciate your assistance with this matter, and with a larger mystery at hand. I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. You'll find Helen's murderer. I'm confident of that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire. I expect it will involve shooting quite a lot of guns.
Suerte con eso. Hay cosas ahí. Nada. ¿Qué carajo? Bichos por todas partes. Dirty Danger. ¿Quién?
Incoming.
¡Au! ¡Mierda! Detrás de ti, Bien, todos muertos, no puedo moverme rápido. Me paralizó o algo, no sé qué mierda me hizo. Me lastimó las rodillas. Mis días de aventurero han terminado. Bueno, se me da el efecto.
This is Silvio Tran, setting a new record for the Grand Colonial Bellhops Laundry Cart League. If you're listening to this, you're listening to history. And Daltrey, as we agreed, when I win, you're scraping terrorist shit off the windows for the rest of your contract. And you can stow the fear of heights routine because there's no way you're weaseling out of that, pal. Here goes.
Está el botón.
That's... Move the box! No, not... No!
No. Acá están pasando cosas raras. Acá. ¿Algún bicho idiota más? Ubicación de viaje rápido, sí, gracias. Me lo hubieras dado antes. Y no tener que hacer todo ese maldito recorrido. Pero bueno, ya está. Llegamos. Viene alguien.
If they intend to keep the wilderness inside their reserve,
¿Tenés algo en el cuello?
invest in a gate that can close.
¿Y esto? ¿Hostil? No. Suministros de caza legal, ¿eh?
Excuse me, Gunther. I need to ask you something.
Who in the hell is Gunter? I told you to call me Hunter. Come on.
Oh, right. Hunter, have you seen a little mechanical wandering through here? Might have been wearing my hat.
Yo te puedo regalar un sombrero.
I can sell you
Si me decís quién mató a Cayetana de Alción.
legally obtained hunting supplies.
Le pregunto a todo el mundo, pero nadie me da respuestas concretas.
She's not a thief. She's lost. I just want her back. Oh, hey there, stranger. Don't mean to interrupt your business, but have you seen a stray mechanical wandering about?
Recién llego. ¿Qué aspecto tiene?
3 legs, conical body, wearing a worker's hat, woefully unsuited for combat.
No parece algo que deba estar deambulando por una peligrosa reserva.
Well, normally I'd be inclined to disagree with you. Betty's a big girl and can steer clear of danger, but it's been a little too long.
Así que en lugar de cazar vida salvaje, cazas mecanoides, no parece muy gratificante.
Oh, I ain't no hunter. At least not in the traditional sense. Wrenches always suited me better than firearms. A mechanical under my care up and wandered off, that's all. I gotta get her back before anyone notices that either of us are missing. The shopkeep says I should buy one of his rifles and go looking myself. But like my machine, I'm not combat inclined.
We can help her out, right? Won't take too long if we're on the job.
I know it's a pain, but I think I need some outside help. Job or no job, I'm not leaving Betty out in the wastes.
¿Qué tipo de mecanoide se te ha perdido?
Betty's just your standard tripod mechanical. Though she probably is still wearing my hat. Without it, she seems kind of naked. Her main purpose is cacao milking, but the only cacaos in the reserve are close. Without a directive, she shouldn't have had reason to wander away from the milking area.
Espero que no esté ordeñando nada que no sea un bacao. La leche de casi todo el resto de criaturas es tóxica.
You being genuine? I don't even want to think about how you came to know that.
No pensaba que los mecanoides pudiesen irse por su cuenta.
I'm contractually obligated to inform you that slug mechanicals are not notoriously inclined to malfunction, and any rumors to the contrary are slander. But yeah, usually even slug machines don't get lost on their own, so I guess I'm to blame. Setting Betty's search parameters is my job. Must have added a 0 where I shouldn't have.
That don't usually happen.
¿Qué pasa con tu armadura y las texturas que no se cargan? Estás segura? Los mecanoides pueden fallar, pero todo esto parece un poco extraño.
Hey, I ain't in the habit of intentionally losing company property. That'd be one hell of a violation. Besides, I'm rather fond of Betty. This is all just an unfortunate cycle of events. If you can help rectify it and get me my Betty back, I'll give you everything I got.
Estaré alerta ante cualquier mecanoide sospechoso
Hey,
y que
thanks
tenga
so
un
much.
sombrero.
It would have been mighty lonely without her. Being unemployed, I mean. Be lonely being unemployed. If you find Betty, try sneaking up and hacking her. If you can't do that, finding a way to stop her current routines should send her back home.
Ok. A ver. El tipo de Hunter legal. ¿Qué nombre?
Welcome to Hunter Legal's Legal Hunter Supplies. I am Hunter Legal. How might I help you today?
Investigo el asesinato de Cayetana del Sion. ¿Has visto o oído algo inusual últimamente?
Unusual. This whole land complex is a failed wildlife exhibition turned hunting reserve. You can't go 10 feet without stepping in unusual. But I reckon you're asking about people unusual. I'd go have a chat with the prophet of profitability. Maybe she can intuit you in the right direction or something. But she is mighty far in the depths of the reserve. Perhaps you should purchase one of my fine armaments for the journey.
Nah. Bonito nombre para una tienda.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. It is a perfectly normal name for a shop dispensing hunter supplies.
¿Te refieres a artículos de caza? Justo lo que pone en el cartel de tu tienda.
No, these are supplies for hunters. Hunter supplies. It works either way. It works either way. Boy, damn it. I wish I thought to get that sign switched out when I changed my name.
¿Seguro que este es un buen lugar para una tienda?
Where better to sell hunter supplies than in the depths of the wilds, surrounded by creatures that are just waiting to devour you. I've got an excuse, but the Prophet and her retreat don't. And they're even farther out. Prophet said I should gift her some rifles to improve my aura or something. I told her what she could do with her aura. Haven't spoken to her since. But you look like you're smart enough to not make the decision that she'll invariably regret.
Ok, con permiso. Uy. Más lanudos por acá. A ver, entonces debería hacer primero la misión esa de encontrar el robotito. Isabela Esari.
Sorry, but we're a little busy right now. I'm sure one of the other guys would be happy to give you a tour.
Lawrence, do you know who you're talking to? We always have time for the inspector.
The inspector? That's you? I am so sorry. We didn't know what we were doing. We're so sorry. It'll never happen again.
Buen chico. Este es un lugar muy extraño para merodear. ¿Qué estás haciendo?
No, Law. It's all over. I told you someone would catch on sooner or later, Belle.
Lawrence, let me do the talking here. Inspector, pay him no mind. I'm sure you've bigger saltuna to can than us.
¿A qué se refería con lo de pillarían?
Don't pay him any mind, Inspector. His upper story's a little gap-toothed, if you know what I mean. But seeing as you insist on sticking your... That is, since you're so curious, I'll fill you in on what we're doing. We, misplaced some people on our last tour. Misplaced them in the maws of some local predators. Now we're stuck here wondering how to get their room keys.
¿Provocáis la muerte de vuestros huéspedes y lo único que os importa son las tarjetas de sus habitaciones?
Hey, we all got our priorities. Not worrying about those keys ain't gonna bring their owners back from the dead. Anyway, the sooner we get those keys back, the sooner we can make it look like the ex-guests checked out early.
¿Estáis tratando de encubrir las muertes de los huéspedes desaparecidos?
Wouldn't you? I mean, the dangers were all listed in fine print on the waivers they signed. Least they can do is not destroy our reputation when they get themselves killed. We knew sooner or later this was gonna happen. We've got some hush money tucked away. If you can get those keys for us, it's all yours.
Digamos que consigo vuestras tarjetas. ¿Qué me impide contarles a vuestros jefes lo ocurrido?
You kidding? You're welcome to.
Our bosses would want this situation resolved, just like us. We're the real victims here. The dead can't suffer anymore, but we can, and we will if we have to pay for all these lost keys.
Tenéis pinta de necesitar un descanso. Yo encontraré las tarjetas.
Did I just hear that right? The inspector is going to help us, Bill! Thank the stars.
We're not out of the woods yet. Let's just see what happens before we celebrate. We lost
brilla la nariz.
deeper in the wilderness, Inspector. That'd be a good place to look.
Volveré en cuanto encuentre las tarjetas. Las mierdas otra vez. ¿Vieron unas tarjetas? Lleno de cosas. Acá hay algo. ¿Qué tenemos aquí? Ay, mierda. Es un refugio. Anticánidos. Ay, mierda, el lugar es grande, Cazador de rizo. ¿Qué no me atacan?
Commander, you ever wonder why they put lights on our armor?
No, Trooper.
What about these tubes poking out everywhere?
No. Trooper, stop asking stupid questions.
Sorry, Commander.
¿Alguien con quien hablar acá? ¿Y eso? ¿Qué mierda? ¿Quién habló? Ahí está el robot. ¡Oh! A ver. Hay que acercarse por atrás o algo. No le disparen al robot. A ver. ¡Ay, ay! ¡Móvete más rápido! Concha de tu madre, ese bicho estúpido que me ralentizó. Esto. Arriba. ¿Hablemos? No. No quiero hablar. Bien, vamos a ver qué dejaron. Ahí viene en camino el robotito.
Hey, I almost can't believe it. Betty found her way back. Here I was thinking I'd never see her again.
¿Ese es tu mecanoide?
She is all right. I really hope she didn't cause you too much trouble, as I reckon I have you to thank for her returning safe and sound. Yep, that's right. Her parameters for movement and target acquisition are a mess. I'll bring her back to the garage and get her sorted out. Since Betty's back safe and sound, I'll be sure to let my coworkers know that you're a good one. Here's some money for your effort. Least I can do to show my thanks.
Hará falta un poco más si no quieres que tu supervisor se entere de cómo le has cagado.
I guess this is what I get for hiring on the first person who'd listen to me out here. This is all I have on me. Now I guess I better go before you ask for more.